I am back. So in today's video, I decided it's about time that I make a Radiohead song bracket thing to determine what is the best Radiohead song. So I went onto this website that you can see right up here, and I found a bracket of Radiohead songs. So we are just going to be going through that to determine what is the best Radiohead song. And in the background, I have got playing a chill Radiohead lo-fi mix, just because this is all about Radiohead. And it would appear that my cat has decided to join me for this video. So he will be giving his opinion on my decisions, I guess. And this isn't exactly going to be a goofy Minecraft video or anything. I'm not going to be saying many haha funny things. This is mostly just a more chill video to appreciate Farm York Tuesday. So happy Farm York Tuesday, everybody. I'm sure Farmy Boy would be very happy if you said happy Farm York Tuesday to him in the comments section. That is the first time I've ever said the word comments section in one of my videos, I believe, and I hated it. I am never saying that again. Anyways, I hope you all liked the little instrumental I also included in the beginning of the video, the new sort of intro part. That is something I decided I wanted to include. I wanted my own little bossa nova jazz intro thing, at least for these more chill videos, so I recorded that myself. I've been teaching myself jazz and bossa nova guitar. Anyways, let's get into this. Alright, we have Hunting Bears off of the Amnesiac album versus Lotus Flower off of the King of Limbs. I think I'm gonna go with Lotus Flower. The King of Limbs is an underrated album. Alright, next matchup, Vegetable versus Give Up the Ghost. Again, I think I'll go with the King of Limbs option, Give Up the Ghost. Alright, now we have House of Cards versus Planet Telex. I like Planet Telex as a song, but House of Cards is one of my favorites off of In Rainbows, if not my favorite In Rainbows song. So, and In Rainbows is arguably Radiohead's best album. Although let's face it could be In Rainbows, it could be The Bends, it could be OK Computer, or it could be Kid A. It could be any of those four albums for Radiohead's best album and the best album ever made as well. It's hard to think Radiohead has four albums in contention for greatest album ever made. Yeah, I'm going with House of Cards. Here we have Morning Bell Amnesiac off of the Amnesiac album versus Jigsaw Falling into Place. Once again, this Jigsaw Falling into Place is one of my favorites off of In Rainbows, and therefore one of my favorite Radiohead songs of all time. So I'm going with Jigsaw. Here we have Creep versus Morning Bell. I know most die-hard Radiohead fans sort of like to clown on Creep, and for pretty good reason as well. The whole song is just, let's see, it is like G, and then it goes down to, what is it? G, and then it goes down to, I think, like a C, and then D, and then D minor or something. I don't fully remember. Trying to remember how I play it on my guitar. Hold on one moment. I've got my acoustic here. It's tuned down a half step, but let's see if it is. That's it. It is G, B, then C. That's it. G, B, C. Yep, it's just G, B, C, and C minor. That's the progression through literally the whole song. You could just play G, then B, then C, then C minor and get away with it. But yeah, even with that, it is the ultimate self-hatred anthem. And as someone who hates myself, I've got to choose Creep. Now we have My Iron Lung versus Stop Whispering. Really, Pablo Honey is also an underrated album. It's not quite as good as the rest of their discography, but it's not an awful album. If any sort of night, no, my cat is making this very difficult. If any other sort of 90s alternative band had released Pablo Honey, it would be considered a strong album in their catalog. I mean, it's a better album in my opinion than Nirvana's Bleach, which is, their debut album. It's a better debut and has more good songs on it than Bleach, and I'm a big fan of Nirvana's Bleach. So just going off of that, considering that Bleach is considered an underrated album for Nirvana, Pablo Honey should be considered an underrated album for Radiohead as well. It's not awful, it's not as mature, and it doesn't tackle as many deep themes as the later albums do. And the instrumentals, they're kind of basic, but I mean, like, if we were to look at, like, let's just say, I'm trying to think of like a sort of mid-tier 90s alternative band. If we were to look at, say, like, I'm blanking. Oh, I just thought of one. Let's say we were looking at like Seaver, that 2000s sort of butt rock alternative, somewhat new metal band. We were to look at them, and if they were to release Pablo Honey, it would be considered one of their stronger albums. So, it's just that Radiohead, the bar is so high that even a good album by any other band's standards is considered subpar by theirs. And I went on that long monologue just to say I'm not choosing the Pablo Honey track and I'm choosing My Iron Lung. That song is perfect and amazing. Next up, Body Snatchers versus the Bends. I think I'm going with the Bends on this one as well. Just a great song. Videotape versus Lurgay or Lurjay, or I don't know how to pronounce that. Yeah, I'm going with Videotape. Now we have No Surprises versus Identikit. Obviously, I've got to choose No Surprises. Now here we have Pyramid Song versus the National Anthem. Honestly, the national anthem, I don't like Kid A as much as most Radiohead fans do. I acknowledge its greatness, but it, they played around with too many things on it, but not in a way that I find interesting. Just sort of like in a way that I find to be more of like, almost like it's too experimental for me, if that makes sense. So I'm not a big fan of Kid A. I acknowledge its greatness and How to Disappear Completely. That's a song on it that is possibly Radiohead's best. I know I've said that about a few songs, but they have so many great songs, it's hard to choose just one as their best. But How to Disappear Completely is a great song. And Motion Picture Soundtrack is another great song. It has a couple of incredible songs, but sort of like and then the instrumental section of this song of the national anthem, I like that instrumental section as well. It's just that weird vocal effect that they have on Thom's vocals when he sings the singing part of the song. Just it annoys me a lot. So I'm going with Pyramid Song. Here we have Where I End and You Begin versus Present Tense. Hail to the Thief is also a hugely underrated album, in my opinion. Really, all of Radiohead's albums that aren't one of their big four, you could make a case for being underrated. So, and while I really do like the sort of Baroque pop direction they went on there, what was the album called? Room of Mirrors or something? Fuck, I don't remember Radiohead album. Well, it'll come to me eventually. Whatever the album that Present Tense is on, I haven't listened to it in a long time. I don't like it quite as much as Hail to the Thief, so I'm going with Where I End You Begin. Bloom versus All I Need. This might be controversial, but I don't like All I Need a lot. I'm going with Bloom on this. 2 plus 2 equals 5 versus Fake Plastic Trees. Oof, this might be the first matchup where I'm really going to struggle to pick one. I love 2 plus 2 equals 5. It is a fantastic song. Just amazing. I love sort of how it goes from the quiet parts to the loud parts and then that more sort of energetic part. And I love the guitar work. It's a very good high energy sort of, it's not quite rock, but it's not quite experimental. It's not quite alternative. I don't really know what genre it is, but it like it does everything perfectly. But on the other hand, Fake Plastic Trees, that song is one of Radiohead's most depressing and one of the songs I relate to the most. Ugh, which one should I choose? I think I'm gonna go with Fake Plastic Trees on this one. Sorry, 2 plus 2 equals 5. Here we have Scatterbrain versus Bones. I really hope this isn't Radiohead's whole discography, as if it is, I thought this was just like a sort of best of sort of thing, but it's looking like it might be a lot more. Anyways, on this one, I'm going with Bones. Thinking About You versus Full Stop. I think I'm going with Thinking About You. Daydreaming versus Anyone Can Play Guitar. Definitely Daydreaming. I love Anyone Can Play Guitar, but Daydreaming is just, I really loved it. Or at least I remember loving it when I listened to it. Again, it's been a long time since I've listened to it. I've mostly been listening to the Bends recently. That's my favorite Radiohead album. This one I'm going with Faust Art. Here, Weird Fishes slash Arpeggii versus High and Dry. Oh, this one's very difficult as well, but I think I'm going with High and Dry on this one. Easily motion picture soundtrack over 15 step. Oh, and Street Spirit fade out over You easily. There as well over Separator. And then, yeah, You and Whose Army. I love that track. But, oh, easily Paranoid Android. This one Let Down. So many of these now where I don't even have to really think about it. Reckoner, Lotus Flower. Alright, here we go. Next up, we have House of Cards versus Jigsaw Falling into Place. Oh, I think I've got to go with Jigsaw on this one. And this, My Iron Lung beats Creep. It's ironic that those two got together as Radiohead wrote My Iron Lung about Creep and how, Creep made them a bunch of money and made them famous. Creep is the reason Radiohead are as successful as they are today. Without Creep, I do believe Radiohead wouldn't be a huge band. They'd probably be similar to like the Replacements, more of an indie band where if you're in the know, then yeah, you know them and you acknowledge how great they are and how much of an impact they've had on music. But if you're just a casual mainstream music listener who listens to top 40, you have no clue who they are. I think Radiohead would probably be in that situation if it wasn't for Creep. And this, I think I'm going with Videotape. Yeah, they wrote My Iron Lung about Creep and how They were grateful for the success and the wealth it brought them, but they also felt trapped. They felt like they were stuck in an iron lung of their own making because of greed. This, no surprises. You're Bloom. I'm going with Bloom on that one. Fake plastic trees is easily better than bones. Daydreaming, I'm going with that one. High and dry. I clicked high and dry. I think I'm going with motion picture soundtrack. There. Paranoid Android, easily. Right, next up we've got Lotus Flower versus Jigsaw falling into place. I think I'm going with Jigsaw. My Iron Lung. No surprises. Fake plastic trees. Ooh, I think I'm going with High and Dry. Paranoid Android. Right, this one. I think I'm gonna go My Iron Lung. I think I've got to go with two of Radiohead's most depressing songs. I'll go with No Surprises. And then for here, oof, Paranoid Android. And finally, My Iron Lung versus No Surprises. I'll go with My Iron Lung. Paranoid Android versus Reckoner. Paranoid Android. My Iron Lung versus Paranoid Android for the left side's champion. I'm going with My Iron Lung. Next up, Dollars and Cents, and I don't like Morning Mr. Magpie at all. Those Dollars and Cents. I think I'm gonna go with Sulk on that one. This one I might be wrong. It's a good song. Subterranean Homesick Alien, I like that one. Burn the Witch. Going with that. Oh, Just. That's arguably my favorite Radiohead song. Dex Dark. Yeah, I'm going with Dex Dark. I do not like the Kid A song at all. It is a very rare Radiohead L. I just, I absolutely hate the Kid A song. It is one of the few Radiohead songs where if someone were to, if I was like hanging out with someone or on a car ride or something and someone put the Kid A title track on, I would ask them to turn it off. So I'm going with Nude easily. And it was Nude is just a great song as well. Go to Sleep, I like that one. Climbing Up the Walls. I think I run with everything in its right place. Blowout, I like that one. Ooh, Lucky versus The Tourist. I'm gonna go with The Tourist on that one. Oh, Bulletproof, easily. And Idiotech, going with Idiotech. A Punch Up at a Wedding. Sail to the Moon. It's one of my favorites. I think I'm going with Airbag. Oh, How to Disappear Completely, easily. And Black Star, I love Black Star. Ooh, I think I'm going with Pole/Pole Revolving Doors. We Suck Young Blood. How Do You? Karma Police. Alright, next up, Salt. Then Subterranean Homesick Alien. Just. Nude. I'm going with Climbing Up the Walls here. Everything in its right place. Bulletproof, I Wish I Was. Idiotech. Sail to the Moon. And then, oof. How to Disappear Completely and Black Star could both move on here. I really love Black Star, but I think I'm gonna go with How to Disappear Completely here. We Suck Young Blood, and then Karma Police easily. It's not even a contest. Here, subterranean homesick alien. Just. And I'm going with climbing up the walls. I'm going to go with bulletproof. Shit. I don't know which one to choose. I love How to Disappear Completely. That is one of my favorite Radiohead songs, but Sail to the Moon is also one of my favorite Radiohead songs. As much as I love Sail to the Moon, I've got to go with How to Disappear Completely. And Karma Police, it's not even hard. And then Just, and then Bulletproof, and then How to Disappear Completely, and then Just. I think I've got to go with, oh, if I could only listen to one of these songs ever again, I really don't know. I really love Just. I love the instrumentals and the melodies from Just. But How to Disappear Completely is just such an atmospheric and melancholic track that really speaks to me. Okay, I cannot choose. I'm calling in my cat. He will choose. Right. Which one? Which one, Daytona? Look, see, we've got Just and then How to Disappear Completely. Which one is the better one? I'll let you choose. Whichever direction you go is the one that we will choose. So if you go to the left, Just. If you go to the right, How to Disappear Completely. Go on. I'm waiting for you to move. And he has chosen Just. Right, My Iron Lung versus Just. I think I'm going with Just out of those two. Right, so that means that the best Radiohead song is, or at least in my opinion, the best Radiohead song is Just. It's trying to get me to download stuff. Yep, it's Just, with My Iron Lung being second, and then third and fourth being How to Disappear Completely and Paranoid Android. Alright, well, that was the bracket fight for Radiohead. I am thinking, just a quick update before I end the video. I am thinking of starting like an online, what's the word? Streaming, not streaming. How can I not think of the word? What is it? It's like basically what I'm trying to say is I'm thinking of streaming myself playing video games and stuff on YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that online. We could have some nights when I feel up to streaming where it's haha goofy video game ness where I get into my crazy video gamer persona, and then some nights we could just have chill things like this. So yeah, let me know if you'd be interested in that. Alright, I'm just gonna end the video now. So there's jump scare. Alright, thank you for watching, and goodbye.